Ever wonder how Ayanokoji outsmarts everyone? What's his secret to being a genius at manipulation? We've got his top book picks that power his mind. This isn't just any list. It's packed with books specifically chosen for mastering manipulation, just like Ayanokoji. And there's a surprise book you'd never guess links to him. Ready to dive in? With these books, you'll turn knowledge into power. No more waiting. Let's start this adventure and master the art of control. Watch closely. Disclaimer: this video is for educational purposes only. The books and techniques in this video are powerful and could be dangerous in the wrong hands. Therefore, I recommend you be responsible and not use this to hurt others. Use this for positive influence and to protect yourself. Let's dive into the first chapter of our journey, with a book that might surprise you, Thinking, Fast and Slow by Daniel Kahneman. This book might not be the first one that comes to mind when you think of manipulation, but trust me, it's essential. Imagine, if the 48 Laws of Power teaches you the physics of manipulation, thinking, fast and slow is like the mathematics behind it. You're probably wondering, why this book? Well, it's because it takes you on a deep dive into how our minds work, revealing secrets that can transform the way you influence others. For instance, Kahneman introduces us to two systems of our brain. System 1, which is fast, intuitive, and emotional, and System 2, which is slower, more deliberative, and logical. Understanding these systems can help you predict and influence people's decisions before they even make them. But here's a fascinating part, and it's something you wouldn't expect from a book like this. If you want to convince someone, how you say something can be as important as what you're saying. Yes, even rhyming your arguments can make them more persuasive. Let's put it into a scenario you might find relatable. Imagine you're 17 and you desperately want to go on a trip with your friends, but you need your parents' permission. Instead of just asking, "Can I go on a trip with my friends?" you could say, "Traveling with friends," where fun blends. Please say yes, and I'll make sure it smoothly transcends. It sounds a bit funny, right? But studies show that people are more likely to be persuaded by statements that rhyme. It makes the argument more memorable and enjoyable, subtly influencing their decision in your favor. Now let's add another layer to this, involving not just what you say, but also how it looks. Imagine you're presenting your argument in written form, perhaps in a note or an email. Did you know that changing the font color to red can make your message even more persuasive? That's right. The color red is not just attention-grabbing, it's also associated with importance and urgency, making your words stand out and, in turn, making your argument more compelling. So, if you were to write that same rhyming plea to your parents but in red font, it might just tip the scales in your favor, convincing them to let you embark on that cherished journey with your friends. Thinking Fast and Slow teaches you more than 100 different fresh, new manipulation tactics that you have never heard of, that will truly bring you to a whole new level of understanding psychology and mastering influence and manipulation. Click the link in the description and buy Thinking Fast and Slow now. Continuing our journey into the depths of strategic influence and subtle manipulation, Chapter 2 turns the spotlight on a timeless classic that has shaped the art of winning allies and swaying minds. Let's delve into How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Unlike the introspective dive of Thinking Fast and Slow, Carnegie's masterpiece is the battlefield manual for those aspiring to charm, persuade, and ascend in any social hierarchy. Why is this book a cornerstone for anyone looking to harness Ayanokoji-like prowess in manipulation? Simply put, it teaches you the art of being likable and persuasive, transforming potential adversaries into allies with a smile, understanding, and a few well-chosen words. Carnegie's principles are not just strategies, they're the very fabric of effective human interaction. Take, for example, the principle of genuinely showing interest in others. In a world bustling with egos and self-interest, turning the spotlight on someone else makes you a rare and valued presence. Imagine you're trying to get on your teacher's good side. Instead of bragging about your own achievements, you ask about theirs, listen intently, and show genuine appreciation for their dedication. Suddenly, you're not just another student, you're someone who sees and values them. Or consider the power of remembering and using people's names. It's a simple trick, but in practice, it's like magic. Your new club members, classmates, or even that distant relative at family gatherings will feel an instant warmth and recognition towards you, simply because you made the effort to remember their names. It's a small gesture that says, "You matter to me." And let's not overlook the importance of smiling, an act so simple yet profoundly impactful. It's the universal sign of friendliness that disarms doubts and builds instant rapport. Next time you're meeting someone new, flash them a genuine smile. Watch as their guard lowers and a foundation for positive interaction is laid. Now, for a touch of humor and persuasion, why should you rush to grab your copy of Carnegie's Guide? Imagine walking into a room and with just a smile, a name, and a genuine compliment, you turn a group of strangers into eager conversants, hanging on your every word. Navigate the social maze, win allies with ease and grace, grab How to Win Friends, a guide in every social race. Smile, listen, and charm in Carnegie's embrace. Your influence will soar at an unprecedented pace. Okay, I know that was corny as hell, but you get the point, amigo. How to Win Friends and Influence People is a solid book for anyone trying to up their social game. In Ayanokoji's list of important books, The Prince by Niccolò Machiavelli is a must-read. This book is different because it talks about power and how to be a strong leader. Machiavelli writes about real-life situations and gives advice on how to handle power wisely. For someone like Ayanokoji who likes to think and plan, The Prince is a very useful guide. The Prince shows that being in charge isn't always easy. It says that sometimes, to keep power and make sure everything runs smoothly, leaders might have to make tough choices. This doesn't mean being bad or mean. It means thinking about the big picture and doing what's needed for the greater good. One key idea in The Prince is being brave and smart. Machiavelli calls this virtue. This means knowing when to take action and when to be careful. Ayanokoji understands this very well. He knows when to step up and when to stay back, always with a plan in mind. Machiavelli also talks a lot about appearances. He says that sometimes leaders have to act a certain way in public, even if they feel differently. This helps them stay strong and respected. Ayanokoji does this too. He often keeps his true thoughts and plans to himself, showing only what he wants others to see. Another important lesson from The Prince is about being ready for change. Machiavelli believes that luck and chance play a big role in our lives, but we can always prepare and make the best of situations. Ayanokoji is good at this. He watches everything closely and is always ready to change his plan if needed. For Ayanokoji, The Prince isn't just about how to control others. It's about understanding power, making smart decisions, and staying strong in tough situations. The book teaches that to be a good leader, you need to think ahead, be brave, and sometimes keep your plans secret. By studying The Prince, Ayanokoji learns how to handle challenges and use his knowledge to make smart choices. This book helps him and anyone who reads it learn how to be a better leader and thinker. By the way, if you like this video, I will be your Prince Charming. In Ayanokoji's collection of important books, The Art of War by Sun Tzu is a special one. This old book is not just about fighting wars. It teaches smart ways to deal with challenges, make plans, and understand people. Sun Tzu talks about being clever, making good plans, and thinking ahead, which is just how Ayanokoji likes to handle situations. The Art of War tells us that the best way to win is to achieve your goals without fighting. Ayanokoji really likes this idea. He prefers to reach his goals by thinking and planning carefully, instead of arguing or fighting with others. This book teaches that understanding people and situations is very important to succeed. One important lesson from the book is knowing both yourself and others. Sun Tzu says that if you know yourself and your opponents well, you can win many challenges. Ayanokoji is good at this. He knows his strengths and weaknesses and pays close attention to what others do and want. This helps him guess what will happen next and plan his actions. Being able to change your plans when needed is another big lesson. Sun Tzu believes in being flexible, like water. Ayanokoji follows this advice by changing his plans when things around him change, always keeping calm and in control. Deception, or making others believe something that's not true, is also talked about in the book. All warfare is based on deception, Sun Tzu says. Ayanokoji uses this idea by not letting others know his true plans. He makes moves in secret, which often helps him protect his friends or reach his goals in smart ways. For Ayanokoji, the art of war is not just about winning fights. It's a guide for dealing with any kind of challenge in a smart way. It teaches how to lead, encourage, and plan. These lessons are useful for everyone, not just in school or work, but in all parts of life. By using the strategies from The Art of War, Ayanokoji shows that to be truly strong, you don't always need to show your power. Sometimes, the smartest way to win is by avoiding the fight altogether and thinking carefully about every move you make. By the way, if you like the editing quality of my videos and you want me to do the same for you, just send me an email. Here we go, buddies. I'm now going to recommend you to the most cliché book in the history of cliché books. I'm personally tired of hearing it, but I have to recommend it, because in all honesty, it is a flipping great book. In Ayanokoji's Journey to Understand Power, The 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene is a treasure chest of ideas. This book shares 48 rules about how to be powerful and smart in dealing with others. Ayanokoji finds many of these rules very useful because they help him think and plan better. Here are some of the rules from the book that Ayanokoji might find especially interesting. Law 1. Never outshine the master. This law says you should not make your boss or leader feel less important. Ayanokoji uses this rule by not showing all his skills. This way, he can keep his plans secret and not make others feel threatened by him. Ayanokoji is more capable than almost any person in his class. But if he had shown his full strength and talents, his classmates would have resented him and become jealous. Instead, Ayanokoji became a valued member in his class because he is humble. Law 3. Conceal your intentions. Keeping your plans secret is very important. Ayanokoji does this a lot. He doesn't let others know what he is really thinking or planning. This makes it hard for others to stop him. For example, in his romantic relationship with Kei Kuruizawa, he never told her why he wanted her to do certain things. Please guys, if I could give you one extremely important advice to win in life, is to keep your true intentions to yourself. If you are an open book, you are guaranteed to fail. Why do you think that in the game of poker, players keep their cards to themselves? Exactly, because if you show your cards, you lose all your power. Every successful person understands this rule. Law 15. Crush your enemy totally. This might sound harsh, but it's about making sure your problems or opponents cannot come back to cause more trouble. Ayanokoji understands that sometimes you need to solve a problem completely to avoid future issues. Ayanokoji did this when he beat up the Class C squadron so badly that they became Ayanokoji's allies. This one may be extremely difficult for a lot of you, including me if I can be absolutely honest with you. It is so tempting to show mercy to an enemy when they surrender. But if you do not make sure that they are totally destroyed and beyond recovery, they will just wait until they can strike back. Law 33. Discover each man's thumbscrew. This is about finding what makes people tick or what they really want. Ayanokoji is very good at seeing what others care about. He uses this knowledge to work better with them or to protect himself. The reason he is so good at manipulating others, like Kei Kuruizawa, is because he uses her biggest fears and vulnerabilities to control her. Everyone has fears and weaknesses. Study them carefully so you can control anyone. Law 48. Assume formlessness. Being flexible and ready to change plans is very powerful. Ayanokoji is like water, able to change and adapt depending on the situation. This keeps him ahead of others. Never get too attached to circumstances. Always be ready for change. The 48 Laws of Power is not just a book for Ayanokoji. It's a guide to understanding how the world works. It teaches him to be careful, smart, and always ready. These laws help Ayanokoji navigate through his school life, making sure he stays focused on his goals and keeps a calm mind. By learning from the 48 Laws of Power, Ayanokoji gets better at dealing with challenges and making sure he is always moving forward. This book is a big help for him and anyone else who wants to learn how to be more powerful and smart in life. Influence. The Psychology of Persuasion by Robert Cialdini provides powerful insights into the art of persuasion, insights that Ayanokoji skillfully incorporates into his strategic arsenal. By applying Cialdini's principles, Ayanokoji navigates the complex social dynamics of his school, often achieving his objectives with subtlety and precision. Reciprocity. Ayanokoji understands the power of reciprocity. His significant acts of kindness, like defending Horikita or rescuing Karuizawa, create a strong sense of obligation. Those he helps feel deeply indebted, eager to repay his generosity. This principle ensures that when Ayanokoji needs assistance, those he has helped are more than willing to support his endeavors. Commitment and consistency. When Kuruizawa was vulnerable, Ayanokoji began by asking for small favors, slowly increasing his demands over time. This gradual escalation led her to become an invaluable ally, illustrating how initial minor commitments can evolve into significant loyalty. People strive for consistency in their actions and decisions, a trait Ayanokoji leverages to turn acquaintances into committed allies. Social proof. Aware of his own lack of popularity, Ayanokoji cleverly uses well-liked classmates as instruments to influence the wider group. Figures like Kushida, Karuizawa, and Hirata serve as his proxies, rallying the class behind initiatives that subtly serve Ayanokoji's goals. This strategy capitalizes on the human tendency to follow the crowd, especially when guided by popular leaders. Authority. Ayanokoji's rare but impactful contributions lend him an aura of authority. His careful, measured interactions ensure that when he does speak or act, it carries weight. His peers, recognizing his history of thoughtful, mistake-free engagement, pay close attention to his words and actions, granting him a quiet but profound influence over the group. Liking. Although not the most outwardly charming individual, Ayanokoji knows the value of charisma through association. By aligning himself with likable figures within the class, he indirectly benefits from their appeal. This strategy allows him to forward his plans under the radar, using the charm of others to facilitate his objectives. Scarcity. In a masterstroke of psychological manipulation, Ayanokoji treats his own attention and affection as a scarce commodity. Rare displays of warmth or approval become highly sought after, making even the smallest gestures of kindness from him incredibly powerful. This scarcity makes others highly receptive to his influence, eager for any sign of favor. Through the lens of influence, Ayanokoji's actions reveal a deep understanding of human psychology and social mechanics. By applying Cialdini's principles, he adeptly maneuvers through his environment, orchestrating outcomes that further his objectives while maintaining his enigmatic presence. Ayanokoji's strategic use of persuasion underscores his ability to lead from the shadows, wielding influence with precision and discretion. This is it, friends. You can support the channel by buying those books through the affiliate links in the bio. Hit like if you liked, it shows you want more. Click subscribe, join our group, see what's in store. Press the bell, get alerts, never be late, for new stories and tips that help you be great. Kiss goodbye.